24, breaking news. This is WYFF News 4 at 6 in high definition.
Well, here's a familiar sight of late. Big parts of the country covered in snow and ice. That's a live look from Wisconsin, courtesy of Resort Cams, Lake Superior, the view here. The same cold that did this has certainly arrived upon the Carolinas and Georgia.
Chief Meteorologist John Cessarich is on the road, live in Columbia. John, this will last a while, won't it?
Yeah, this is incredibly cold, to say the least, Carol. We're talking about good 20, 25 degrees colder than it should be for this time of the year, and it has certainly arrived. Take a look at the temperatures throughout the western Carolinas and northeastern Georgia. 20s and 30s in the mountains, 40s in the upstate, back into northeastern Georgia with even some 30s. Extremely cold, and of course you have the high school football games. Friday night hits tonight. When you're going out to the games tonight, bundle up. Dress in layers, even though we're not dealing with extremely low wind chills. In certain areas it will be breezy, and it's going to feel very cold, as you can see, throughout the western Carolinas and northeastern Georgia for those high school football games this evening. I'll talk more about the weekend weather. I'll talk more about what's going on here in the South Carolina State Museum a little bit later on. Now back to you, Carol and Michael.
Thank you, John. A candlelight vigil got underway at about 5:30 tonight for Jessica Roberts, one of 3 people killed in a wreck in Anderson this past weekend. The vigil is happening at the crash site near Anderson University. The driver accused of causing the wreck is charged with DUI. Now a News 4 exclusive. The family of Corey Simmons, who also died in that accident, is talking to WYFF News 4.
His mom speaks of her pain and trying to find the strength to say goodbye. Here's WYFF News 4's Nigel Robertson.
He was so young. He was her rock. And now he is gone.
The space between where the steering wheel was and where he was sitting, it couldn't be more than 8 inches in depth.
Deborah Simmons is talking about this. It's where her son, 22-year-old Corey Simmons, died.
Corey didn't suffer. He snapped his neck, and then that was it.
Corey was driving early Saturday morning when investigators say Riley McDermott, in a truck, took this curve at more than 70 miles per hour. They say that's when the collision happened. Corey's mom got a call and rushed to the scene.
I could see a truck. I know it's a truck. But what is this other thing that I'm looking at? It has no doors. It has no hood. And then they tell me, this is what's left of the car. And this is where Corey was.
Then she was told Corey's girlfriend, 20-year-old Jessica Roberts, was also killed. Her sister, 17-year-old Samantha Roberts, was rushed to the hospital. 17-year-old Amber Perkins also died at the scene. Her 12-year-old sister taken to the hospital as well. Troopers charged McDermott with 6 counts of DUI, 3 that resulted in death, and 3 that caused severe bodily harm. But as if that wasn't enough, for this mother, it's what happened in the courtroom that she says magnified her pain.
The absolute worst was in the courtroom, listening to his attorney saying that this man wanted comfort from his family and he wanted a bond so he could go to Florida.
To be with his family.
So he could get support.
He needs support.
That was the worst thing I've ever heard in my whole life after everything that I've been through for the last, 72 hours to that point.
Now, she has to say goodbye, and figuring out how to do that hurts even more.
I don't know how tomorrow's going to be. I know tomorrow's going to be hard.
Nigel Robertson, WYFF News 4, Greenville.
Corey Simmons' funeral will be held tomorrow, 3 p.m. at the Thomas McAfee Funeral Home. And in lieu of flowers, the family has asked for donations to be made to the Valley Brook Outreach Church. There will also be a candlelight vigil at the family home after the funeral. And for more information on all of this, just log on to WYFF4.com.
Open enrollment for the Affordable Health Care Act kicks off tomorrow, and that means millions of people will be talking to Blue Choice Blue Shield or logging on to healthcare.gov to choose their health insurance coverage plans for 2015. The Obama administration says people will have more choices this year. Officials say that could give people lower cost options. WYFF News 4's Nicole Killian joins us live from our Washington newsroom now. Nicole, what are some of the differences this year?
Well, Carol, administration officials say things should be much smoother in terms of the website compared to last year's rocky rollout, although a short time ago we did hear from officials with healthcare.gov who warned that some functions of the website may be down temporarily overnight, but they say things will be up and running for consumers tomorrow morning. Some other changes to note: this enrollment period is much shorter than the last one. It's only 3 months, so again, it starts tomorrow, runs through February 15th. Also, as you mentioned, some new plans, actually 77 new insurers coming on board. That's a 25% increase over last year, so that means more choices. And a lot of experts we talked to say you might want to reevaluate your plan because the prices may have changed, some of the options, so you don't want to just necessarily renew for the sake of renewing, but do your research first. And lastly, to note, just some higher penalties for the uninsured who don't purchase a plan. The penalties do go up. This past year it was $95, but next year it will be $325 per adult, or 2% of your income, whichever is higher. Back to you.
Nicole Killian in our Washington newsroom, thank you.
Continuing coverage now for some breaking news from 5 o'clock. The Asheville Police Chief, William Anderson, plans to retire at the end of the year. The department has had its share of problems lately. State officials are investigating the police right now. In fact, the Attorney General's office says the review started in mid-October. Among the recent problems, faulty radar guns. Also, 44 officers signed a petition saying they have no confidence in the department's leadership. And in March of 2013, the chief apologized for how he handled a car crash involving his son. He was criticized for not letting another agency handle it. Chief Anderson says his retirement is effective December 31st at 5 p.m.
The solicitor's office tells us an Abbeville man was convicted of murdering his son. The jury returned its verdict for Tony Jordan this afternoon. The sheriff's office found Jeremy Jordan's body on November 11th. He had been shot in the back of the head. This is November 11th of last year. His body was wedged between the railing of the Little River Bridge on Old Calhoun Falls Highway. Tony Jordan was sentenced to 40 years in prison.
Tonight, an upstate judge is preparing for same-sex marriages, anticipating that the ban in South Carolina will soon come to an end. WYFF News 4's Mandy Gaither with our report tonight from Oconee County.
In Oconee County, probate judge Kenny Johns is constantly checking his computer and phone.
If it dings, I'm looking at it.
Waiting for the latest information on South Carolina's constitutional ban on same-sex marriage. This week, a U.S. district judge threw out the ban, blocking any state official from enforcing it. However, that order doesn't take effect until Thursday, and State Attorney General Alan Wilson has now asked a court of appeals to put that order on hold. Attorneys for a same-sex couple in Charleston now have until Monday to respond to that request. Johns is getting ready just in case. This is the old marriage license application worksheet. It uses the words bride and groom. This is the new one, printed just 2 days ago. It now says applicant 1 and applicant 2.
There may be some committed couples who really want to get married, and I think I'll see a few of those.
Right now, there are no same-sex applications filed in Oconee County, but Johns says he's gotten 2 inquiries.
I would take their application as of right now, but the way the law is written right now, I cannot issue a license.
Without a ban, there would also be changes in what same-sex couples are entitled to if one dies without a will.
The whole probate code is going to have to change, as far as the personalities involved, I guess.
Johns says he'll do what the law tells him to do. Mandy Gaither, WYFF News 4 in Oconee County.